downtown Brooklyn. Well, they're about to get much taller. I'm Ariel, this is Urbanist, and let's take a walk through downtown Brooklyn. Starting right now on Atlantic Avenue. I just grabbed myself a coffee from Absolute Coffee right in front of us right now with the outdoor seating area. And we're going to walk towards the direction of the very super tall buildings that are being constructed here. So far, there is a super tall skyscraper that's right now the tallest building outside of New York, which we're going to see soon. I'm Ariel, this is Urbanist. Let me know where you are watching from. Penny says, I love your outfit today. 5 stars. Oh, thank you so much, Penny. I appreciate that. Thank you. So here we are. So the tallest building outside of Manhattan is that one right there. It's so tall that we can't even see the very top because it is covered in a dense fog. 9 DeKalb Avenue. It's made by Shop Architects, who also did the Copper Building. They also did 111 West 57th, which is on Billionaires Row. And this is so far the very first super tall skyscraper to be built in the outer boroughs. But this is just the beginning. The tallest will be around 92 floors, says Chris. Yeah. So it's going to be a very, very tall building. Historically, though, and the reason I'm starting here on Atlantic Avenue is this, I wanted to give you a sense of what was traditionally the tallest building in Brooklyn for nearly 100 years. Right down there, have the Williamsburg Savings Bank Tower, also known as the most phallic building in all of New York, and you can see why. That building was known as the Cathedral to Commerce. It was the tallest building in Brooklyn, stuck out like a, well, I won't say exactly what it stuck out like, but it was very erect in the very history of Brooklyn, most of it. But buildings now are getting more and more erected here in Brooklyn, getting taller and taller. The Williamsburg Savings Tower Bank, always get that mixed up. Williamsburg Savings Bank Tower is now looking small in comparison to the new skyscrapers that are being built here. Hey, Kay, Penny, thank you so much for 50 stars. Roland says the designers were stiffed. Indeed they were. Indeed they were. You know, sometimes size does matter. I'm talking about architecturally speaking. So let's continue walking around.
Hey, wait a minute, I'm moving.
Yeah, I am indeed, yeah. Live video on YouTube. All right. Stars are worth double until December 31st, until January 1st. So until the new year, stars are worth double. Thank you so much, everyone, for sending stars. We've had immense amount of people joining in on Facebook because my short videos are going viral. A lot of them. Facebook algorithm now really loves short videos. So thank you so much for everyone joining on Facebook. I'm also on YT. YT's where you can watch all the videos at length. Go to my YT channel, Urbanist Exploring Cities. And right here, we see the other aspect of Brooklyn's skyscraper history. So Brooklyn is not new to the skyscraper. As I mentioned, the Williamsburg Savings Tower Bank. Wait, let's get that right. Williamsburg Savings Bank Tower was definitely among the tallest skyscrapers here, but there was an entire skyscraper district right here, right in front of us. But skyscrapers pretty much topped out at around 500 feet. Until now we have this bad boy that's more than 1,000 feet. Now this is now the 9th tallest building in New York City. It was going to be taller, with rumors saying that there was supposed to be taller than the Empire State Building. It quite didn't get that height because building plans always change, and real estaters always like to make very big promises, or developers like to make big promises. I like how it's covered in fog. And we have a few other buildings that are getting very tall as well. Roque, nice to see you here, Roque. Hello, Laureen. Hello, Susie. Susu says, thank you for all the responses. My pleasure. Are you going to approach 4th Avenue in downtown Brooklyn? Arlene. You know what? I don't know too much about 4th Avenue specifically. Let me know what's up in 4th Avenue. Susie says it's almost as tall as you. And Susie from Bushwick says Brooklyn is rising. It is indeed rising. So here we have a pair of restaurants. A lot of like Parisian style restaurants or French style restaurants opening up here in this area of Brooklyn towards Cobble Hill. And that's because a lot of French immigrants are here. Or not immigrants, but expats. Hey, George. Hey, Jeannie. Welcome, welcome, everyone. Hello, Wendy. Hello, Marina. Lots of beautiful restaurants here. I like the restaurants in this area. Grand Army. Roque. We are in State Street and Hoyt. State and Hoyt. I will be posting short videos of the New York Transit Museum, which is about 3 blocks down this way, at a decommissioned subway stop that was remade into a museum. It's really one of the coolest museums in all of New York, in my opinion. Ed asked, am I live? No, Ed, this is pre-recorded. I knew that you were going to tune in, so thank you, Ed, for tuning in from the past, echoing to you towards the future. Thank you so much for tuning in. So I'm going to have a short video posted up. Follow me on Facebook, Urbanist Live, or on TikTok, Ariel Vieira is my name. But patrons will be getting a much more in-depth tour of the New York Transit Museum. Stay tuned for that. I collaborated with the Transit Museum. They were awesome. Second time I collaborated with them. The first collaboration is no longer because Facebook live videos have been deleted. Lots of new architecture here. I like this. This is a very interesting street because we have some historic townhouses and row houses here, but there are modern townhouses that have been built all along here to blend in, and we see them blend in even more in this way. And says looks like a neighborhood. Yeah, I love this modern townhouse though. It has a really cool look to it. So here, lots of cars passing through, lots of traffic. The Transit Museum is really interesting, worth visiting, says Costi. Yes, I agree. So right here we have a row of townhouses. Don't be fooled, they are not historic. The ones down there are, these are historic, but these ones are all modern. This townhouse is going to have quite a view, especially this corner one because it's now blocked right now. Because as I mentioned, Brooklyn is going to get a lot taller. Now, as the title says, how tall is Brooklyn getting? We're going to wander around. This is not a really in-depth video about architecture, but we're just going to wander around, show you how it's getting taller. So you can walk many years from now, 10 years from now, and compare how the skylines are. And I've done that with a few other places like Sunnyside, Queens, which in my opinion, well, not in my opinion, but from my estimation, that will become the new Midtown of New York City in about 20 or 30 years, I think. And downtown Brooklyn is also going to get just taller even more. So which one will be bigger? What do you think? Let us know in the comments. Do you think Sunnyside, Queens, which really, there's only Long Island City right next door. It's pretty big. Or will Sunnyside, Queens or downtown Brooklyn, where we're walking through right now, become the next city center of New York? Will it best Midtown? Let us know. Arlene says it's one Henson Place, the Williamsburg Savings Bank Tower. Yeah, I call it by its old name, but yes, the new name for the Williamsburg Savings Bank Tower is One Henson Place. Hey, Maliki says, hope you're having a good day. I am, with a good coffee. It's actually really good coffee. They have Absolute. It is a good day. It's a good day to be alive. Downtown Brooklyn looks amazing, says Roxanne. Roxanne, nice to see you here. Look at all these tall buildings and look at all the condos. Rows and rows of condos. This used to be the main shopping area of New York City. All the Brooklynites would come over here and do all their different types of shopping. Some of the biggest department stores outside of Manhattan were here, but no longer is that the case. Right now we are in Skimmerhorn Street, and down that way is the New York Transit Museum. And down that way is also Brooklyn Heights, which I've shown many times before. Downtown Brooklyn isn't the same when I started going there as a teenager, says Cliff. Yeah, I can imagine, Cliff. It has changed. It has changed. I mean, I remember a different Brooklyn Heights. Downtown Brooklyn when I was younger. I remember a lot more auto repair shops. I remember the big budget clothing stores. Which was it? Conway, I think was the name. Can you please tell us the time there, please? From Australia, says Sonia. Time is merely an illusion. There is no time. For we are all living an infinite existence. No, but in all seriousness, this is about 1:10 p.m., 1:15. Let me know if you want to go into the subway. I'll show you. This is a very famous subway station stop. I've already filmed a short video on it, so you can see the brief version later. But let me know if you want to go to the Hoyt Skimmerhorn stop. Before we continue walking through downtown Brooklyn. Doesn't look too chilly here. It's not too chilly. It's about 40 something degrees Fahrenheit. Let me finish drinking this coffee. Sorry, not right now, man. Let me finish drinking this coffee. Wow, they actually did a really good cold brew. Lots of coffee shops all around here. There is Devotion, there's Stumptown, so many. Carol says, let's do the subway. Nirvana says, go to the station. All right. But first, I gotta throw this away. All right, let's go inside. One more time. The biggest D in Brooklyn. By D, I mean Art Deco architecture. This huge skyscraper that's very historic puts the deck in Art Deco. You can say it's a big deck. You can say that from a distance, you can just see just the tip of this skyscraper in many parts of Brooklyn. Luckily, this has been standing erect for 100 years. It's good that it has never gone flaccid, architecturally speaking. Susie says it's made of hardy stuff. Yes, it's quite a hardy building. We have very hard materials. You know, right underneath the building, you can take the D train. I'm not sure if people are aware of that. I'm not joking. Literally, you can take the D train underneath that building. All right, I'm out of puns. Cheryl says I have 2 doctors in that building. Oh, that's so cool. I'm out of puns. Let me know if you have any more puns. I just I just love it. All right, let's go to the subway station. Enough joking around, ladies and gentlemen. There's a serious channel. We gotta be serious. Barbara says, too funny, Pun Master Ariel. Thank you so much. You can call me Big Pun. Oh, wait. Sorry. Is that name already taken? Rest in peace. He was a great guy. Well, he seemed like a great guy. Big Pun. Fellow New Yorican. So this subway station is huge, for a very good reason. I'll explain to you why in a bit as we go inside. As in subway fashion, you hear always people speaking very loudly in the distance. So one thing is, this used to connect directly into a department store. The department store was called Lozer's. But Lozer's unfortunately closed only like about a decade, or I think even less than the subway was built. So Lozer's connected directly into the subway station. And this Art Deco style plaques are still here in its honor, still maintained. So this is nearly 100 years old at this point. And this is the ACG line. Now this is very famous for a few different films and TV shows. Let me know if you recognize them. This is where Michael Jackson's Bad music video, directed by the great New Yorker director Martin Scorsese. Right here, Michael Jackson danced right here, had a dance battle with Wesley Snipes, which was one of his very first major film roles. It was like the second or third film that he made. And I think Michael Jackson is like in the ceiling for one of them. Right over here. I'm bad. I don't know how it goes, but yeah, something like that. I'm bad. Cheryl says your connection is good down there. It's because me and the subway, we share a deep connection. A deep connection, that's why. Oh, you mean cell phone connection? Yes. There is good cell phone connection. So right down here, you're gonna recognize this also from Bad, but aside from Bad, it is from The Wiz, another film featuring Michael Jackson, and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. We also have the Crocodile Dundee films from here, The Taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3. So many different films were here. A few episodes of Law and Order, and many, many others. Cliff says, Warriors, come out and play. Yes, thank you so much for reminding me. Also, Warriors was filmed here. Ghost, Joey? Ooh, yeah. Gary says, show us the paving stones. Do they light up when you walk? I can't do moonwalking. No, they don't. So keep this station in mind, because why is this a prime filming location? There's really 4 platforms that are used. Two platforms are used, island platforms. But there's actually 4 island platforms here. 2 are used. It's a huge, huge station. So island platforms means that they're surrounded by tracks. So we got 1 island platform, 2, 3, and 4. Only 2 of them are used. But why do we have all this empty area right over here? Where there used to be another train here, the Double H. Not Triple H like the WWE wrestler, or not like Triple H, what I call Williamsburg, the land of Hasids, hipsters, and Hispanics. No, not that Triple H, only 2 H's. That 2H train was actually just a shuttle, in essence, that went from here over to Court Street. Court Street is decommissioned, but still a live subway station because it's used for the transit museum. Connect right here. So sometimes you'll see old trains passing through right here, through Hoyt Skimmerhorn, out into the city. And sometimes you can ride them. Usually they do it during the holidays, but I think because of COVID, they haven't done it this year. But it's a really, really fun experience if they do it. But also, they used to have another train that was going to be planned, that was going to be the Fulton line. The Fulton line was going to be another train that would traverse the East River and go towards what the modern day J train, if I'm correct, is located at the Brooklyn Bridge stop. So we were close to having another subway line over here, but we didn't. Benny says he's funny today. Benny, this is a serious show. For people unable to hear me, let me know. I'll repeat it when I go upstairs. Well, there's 4 island platforms. Another one of the platforms was the Double H that was going to go directly into the Court Street stop, which is now decommissioned and is now the New York Transit Museum. Still a working subway station, but not part of the subway system that you can just take a train to. So for some reason, I don't know, I gotta figure out this mystery. But how would you pronounce this if people, especially if you've been to Europe, especially if you are of German descent or Dutch descent, how would you pronounce this word? How would you pronounce it? Let me know. Let me know in the comments. The Europeans out there, how would you pronounce this? Darshan, thank you so much. Let me know. A few more Europeans, let me know. So Darshan says Schermerhorn. That's how Christoph, also same thing, because Christoph is from Germany, right? Schermerhorn. But no. For some weird reason, which I really want to find the answer to, no one has been able to tell me the answer. I asked the New York Transit Museum, they don't know. But for some reason, it's not Schermerhorn, which would be like a German pronunciation. It's not Skimmerhorn, which would be kind of like an Americanization of a German/Dutch pronunciation. For some reason, Skimmerhorn. I don't know where they got the skimmer from. I'm very curious as to how they got it. Susie says TikTok hit you bad on that. Yes, half of Brooklyn hated my guts because I pronounced that Schermerhorn or Skimmerhorn, but Skimmerhorn for some reason. So if anyone knows, do let me know in the comments. I'm very curious as to how it got that way. And I've asked a few people and they say, oh, it's just a Brooklyn thing. But why? Why? Alex says it's Dutch. Yeah, it's Dutch. Let me know how you would pronounce it in Dutch. So yeah, abandoned subway station. Hopefully they can reuse this at some point. Hopefully they can do some type of Myrtle Avenue train, which I did a very old live video on it about back in 2020, and connected here. All right, let's go back up, shall we? Kay Bailey says, keep up the great work. Thank you so much. Thought we were getting on the train, says Susie. We can't. Well, the moment I get on the train, the cell phone reception will go out. Very few cities have cell phone reception on the train. Boston being one of them. But not New York, no. Unfortunately not. Let's walk out through here. I used to take the G train from here to Lorimer when I lived in Williamsburg, says Susie. Oh yeah. There's a police station inside also. Is explaining the nuance in pronunciation. He's saying there's more of a G sound in Schermerhorn. Dutch, hello, watching from the Manhattan bound end. Welcome, Dutch. Kelly says, I love the train. Oh, I'm so glad you do. All right. Where shall we go? Let's go to downtown Brooklyn. Downtown. Da, 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 downtown. One of the best songs that have been ever made. Thank you for sharing. You are good and you do wonderful videos, says Arlene. Oh, thank you so much, Arlene. Sign of the times, mask on the floor. Yes, indeed. Marianne. Petula Clark. Thank you so much for reminding me of the name of that lovely song, Downtown by Petula. Or Petula? Petula? Let me know how to pronounce it. Great, great song, Downtown. Daryl says, is it coffee time? I started with coffee. So coffee time has already elapsed. We can do more coffee if you think it's necessary. Petula, thank you so much, Benoit. Petula. Ah, beautiful entrance to this condo. 45 Hoyt. Beautiful entrance. More coffee. If we pass by a unique coffee shop, I will go in. Is the unemployment office still on Skimmerhorn Street? It is. I just showed it. We just almost passed by it. There was a very long line. I didn't want to pass through it. Here is 11 Hoyt, one of the other new condos. This one's very beautiful, actually. Very nice. Henry says there's a Kung Fu Tea. Yeah, there's a Kung Fu Tea right over here. Matthias says, am I in Brooklyn now? Indeed I am. Interesting building. I love the wavy pattern on this. Nice building, says Mikkel. Yeah, I agree. This is a nice building. So I like this area. I hope they don't destroy all the old buildings. That would just be a massive shame. Because there's a lot of these older buildings. Well, this one's more like 1940s, 50s-ish. But there's some older ones here. And it's a really, really great atmosphere. You're not too far away from Fulton. No, I am not. I will be going to Fulton right now. The camera quality is so good, says Sonia. Oh, I'm glad. Glad it's silky smooth. Buttery goodness on the quality and the resolution of this camera. Barbara says, so much history here. Yep, we're in the old shopping district. And this one has a huge elevated plaza. And you know why it has a huge elevated plaza, ladies and gentlemen? Why is there a huge elevated plaza? Is it to keep the plebs out? Let me know. Why is there a huge elevated plaza? It's something that still boggles my mind that apartment buildings are doing here, even though it must be nice. Here are the insides of the apartments. Very nice looking apartments. Esfield says it's always for the plebs. No. Well, maybe that's one of the reasons. But I would say the other reason is, there's two reasons actually. Yep. The reason is retail, right over here. Retail. There might be a second reason. It might be there's a parking garage. But retail. It's a mixed-use building, which is actually pretty good that they're making it mixed use. And here's the inside. Now, what businesses can move in here? That's another question. Hey, S. Fields, nice to see you here. Is it warm in New York today? It's so nice and warm and toasty, 45 degrees Fahrenheit. First time catching your live from Richmond Hill, welcome. It allows for grocery stores or other companies. Yes, I hope like real grocery stores can open up here. It's a huge space. Look at that. Susie says more Starbucks. That is the danger with these buildings, is that the rent is so high that only major commercial operations can open up here. That is the danger. I hope the city figures out a way to enable more smaller businesses to be here. And look at this cool historic building in the juxtaposition with the 9 DeKalb Avenue. The building demolished for that tower was only about 60 years old, says Tim. Oh, really? Oh, they demolished a building here. Yeah, I can imagine. I hope they don't. I hope they preserve some of these buildings, just like this one that we're passing through right now. Gary says they really need a Greg's for that tasty sausage rolls. Ooh, I can go for a sausage roll right now. The city doesn't care about mom and pop shops anymore, says Cliff. Yeah, it's a bit of a shame. They get harder and harder to run in many places here in America. One of the older hot dog stands here. I never tried these hot dogs. Let me know what you think for any Brooklyners out here. This has been here for a while. Obviously, they are following the same style of Papaya King. Shot by Scott. Nice to see you here, Scott. Welcome. Savannah, welcome. Adam, nice to see you here. Willem Schermerhorn was the first Prime Minister of Netherlands after the Second World War. Well, I guess sausage roll through customs next week, says Kay. Very risky, Kay. Very risky. And here we are. A bedroom apartment at 11 Hoyt costs $1.3 million. Whoa, Marianne, that's crazy expensive. Now, this building, 9D called, first super tall skyscraper outside in the outer boroughs, is built on top of a very unique building. It has a very unique construction. Aside from using copper, which is an element used a lot in Art Deco, copper, also same material the Statue of Liberty is made out of, almost being completed. It is built on top of a historic landmark right there. Cliff says Fulton Hot Dog King serves classic sorbet hot dogs. That's interesting. Let's check it out. Yeah, classic hot dogs.
Next.
Hey, how's it going? Have a hot dog, please.
One hot dog.
Yeah.
What do you like, sir?
Sauerkraut and a relish and mustard, please. How much?
250, please.
Thank you. All right. Hey, Shot by Scott says, I'm currently studying your walks through Ireland from September. Magnificent scenery. I'm so glad you enjoyed them. Yeah, a lot of people are tuning in right now to those Ireland videos on Facebook. They're blowing up on Facebook, which is nice. All right. Right here. Classic hot dog, classic New York City style. With sauerkraut, relish, and mustard. You can have other things. You can have like hot onions. There's you can have ketchup as well. You can have mayonnaise if you want to. Much more rare to ask for that. Classic hot dog bun. Let's try it out. Good classic hot dog. Good classic hot dog. Paper almost flew away. The hot dog has a nice snap to it. I was a little bit afraid it seems like they could be overcooked. They definitely have a few overcooked ones, but they gave me one that was perfectly cooked. It has a nice snap to it. Of course, soft bread, sauerkraut, and the relish. Great combination. Relish adds a little bit of sweetness. Sauerkraut adds a little bit of tanginess, a little bit of tartness. Also, the mustard that they use is not the yellow mustard. They use a honey mustard here, which was very nice. Overall, very good hot dog. Wow. Few places in New York where you can get a good classic hot dog that's not out in the street and left boiling for hours in dirty water. Even though there might be some charm for people to get that, it is a nice mom and pop shop. Highly recommend. If you're looking for a classic hot dog and you're visiting New York or you're local, come to a mom and pop shop like this. It's very nice. And Ambrose says, congrats Ariel. Oh no, it was Wilmy says, congrats Ariel for 50K. I have reached 50,000 subscribers on YouTube. Thank you so much, Wilmy, and everyone for subscribing. I really appreciate it. 50,000 subscribers. That's awesome. On YouTube. Thank you so much. If you're not following me on YouTube, follow me on YouTube on Urbanist Exploring Cities. Now, this is still not among the top. A lot of the places do use the same hot dogs. My favorite still is Papaya King in Yorkville, the original one. And they're always friendly service. Now, one thing that I'm really surprised by a lot of these shops, they tend to be always run by, can't quite tell exactly where those guys are from, but usually the owners or the guys running the store are usually Bangladeshi or Pakistani or Indian. Do let me know if anyone can really recognize where the guys behind the counter are from. They're from one of those three countries. Always super friendly. Every Papaya King I've been to, every Grace Papaya or Grace Papaya is called. Yeah, Grace Papaya or Papaya Grace or Papaya Dog or this one, always super friendly service. Always super friendly service. I'm always so glad I go to these places because in New York sometimes you don't get the friendliest service or the warmest service, but these guys are always in a good mood. And they probably get a very wide range of customers. So I'm so glad they're always in a good mood. Oh wow. Oh, I missed that. I missed that hot dog taste. Oh, wow. Hey, first time here, says Arlen. Yes, let me know if you're watching for the first time. Thank you so much for tuning in, everyone. I gotta drink some water before I continue walking through. Show you a little bit more of downtown Brooklyn. Metalhead says this place looks familiar. We're right at Fulton Mall. Joanne says so many hot dog jokes. Alex says ain't nothing but a hot dog. Yes. No complaints for me about Fulton Hot Dog King. Never had a problem with them. Yep. Cool classic hot dogs. But if anyone knows where those guys are from, do let me know. Very curious on their backgrounds because they're always the super friendliest people. Right here, Frankfurters. Recommend them. I'm not sure, with these businesses, they're disappearing day by day, so do visit them as very good classic hot dog. Fulton Hot Dog King. Let me throw this away. All right, let me show you the base of 90 Cobb Avenue. Let's go. So this is Fulton Mall. This was the main shopping thoroughfare for more than a century at this point. There's still shops here. It's no longer as crowded as it used to be when I was younger. Back in the 1990s, this was always filled with people. Down there, we see the skyscraper district. Fire truck over here. William says, Urbanist on TV in 2020. Greek is Gray's papaya. He developed his own recipe based on Greece. Yeah, William, yeah. It is a very interesting history. Papaya King and Gray's papaya are related. Papaya King was the original. Gray's papaya branched out from Papaya King. He's one of the workers there. Tim says you could just ask the crew where they're from. Yeah, I didn't do that. So much honking here. COVID testing site right here. Long line. I see that you passed Elm Street. I did, Arlene, yeah. So here's the mall. Here they have an Alamo Drafthouse cinema. If you're into movie theaters, this is one of the best ones in my opinion. Alamo Drafthouse. And there's also a great mall and great food court downstairs. I wish I could show you the food court right now live. There's no cell phone reception down there. It is the worst cell phone reception. I hope they fix that. But it's a cool food court down there where they have Cat's Deli, they have pierogies, they have a huge array of different things. And this is the landmark building in which 9D Kalb is built through. And they preserved this building despite this massive construction project. Am I near the New York Public Library, says Arjuna. You're probably referring to the main branch of the New York Public Library, which is located in Midtown Manhattan. But no, we're also not near the Brooklyn Public Library. Here's the Christmas tree. And let's go around this building. More of the skyscrapers popping up all around here. Daniel Hall's downtown Brooklyn becoming like Midtown. Right? Now you're seeing it. Buildings are getting tall. Hello, Roxanne. Thank you so much for a follow. Super chat. William says, Alamo Drafthouse started here in Austin, Texas. Yes, it is an Austin chain. Yeah. I know a lot of Austinites are very proud. Roxanne, thank you so much for the super chat tonight. Thank you so much for the super chat, Roxanne. I appreciate you that. Thank you. I lived on DeKalb, and the syllabication was DeKalb. Yes. DeKalb, 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 DeKalb. There's hundreds of pronunciations. Skimmerhorn, Schimmerhorn, Skimmerhorn, Skimmerhorn. So many pronunciations. Here is the original Juniors. A staple of Brooklyn. One of the most famous places for cheesecake here in New York City. Highly recommend coming and having the cheesecake here. My favorite version of Juniors is the one on 49th Street, right by Times Square, because that one's a lot more newer. But if you want the classic, the original, come here. The cheesecakes are still made here in Brooklyn. So you're having fresh cheesecakes. You're not having factory, well, probably made in some type of mass production site, but it's not a super huge production site miles and miles away. Still made in Brooklyn. Daniel says, thank you so much for the response. My pleasure. Great pastrami sandwiches here. Yeah, great sandwiches here. I mean, they have great classic deli meals. You know, you have your pastrami sandwiches, your Reubens, your tuna melts, your cheesecakes. It's really, really great. Great meal. Merck says, I'm old as ancient history. That's why I always use the old pronunciation. And here we have some burgers. Look at that. Wow. That's amazing. Wow. Look at that. Gigantic burgers. Thick hamburger, says Robert. Oh yeah. Thick, juicy burgers. Hey Tobias, nice to see you here. If you're watching for the first time, let me know where you're watching from. Let me know if you're a first timer. I'm glad we have so many people watching for a very long time. That's so awesome. I'm always curious, the first timers here. I know it could be a little bit intimidating saying hello in the chat. Because a lot of people already know each other in this chat. So let us know where you're watching from, and slam that like button right now. Slam it really hard. Slam it so hard that it breaks your screen and cracks it, because you slam it so much and you have to get your screen replaced and spend $100 to go to a shop. No, don't do that. I mean metaphorically, not literally. Don't do it literally. Dr. Tachi, nice to see you here. So here we have Flatbush Avenue. Longest avenue in Brooklyn. Goes from the very tip of Brooklyn, technically connecting through the Manhattan Bridge, leading all the way to Manhattan, but all the way down to the Rockaway Peninsula. It is a super long avenue. Daniel says, I'm not into tourist traps, but I do like the pastrami at Katz. I would not call Katz a tourist trap. It is definitely a touristy place. Definitely in the tourist books, but I would not call it a tourist trap. Tourist traps are places where they overcharge for low quality. Neither Katz nor Juniors, in my opinion, are tourist traps. Shay! Hey, nice to see you here. You will be hard-pressed to find a pastrami sandwich as big as Katz or Reubens as nice as Juniors or cheaper nowadays. Wendy says it's chilly over there. Oh no, Wendy. You can order Katz on Amazon, can you? All right. Here we have an unattended Junior's truck with hundreds of cheesecakes. What shall we do? What shall we do, ladies and gentlemen? Let me know. Shall we commandeer the truck, run away with hundreds of cheesecakes? Lucifer, quite a name to be. Speaking of the devil, we have Lucifer, Morningstar, to egg us on to do evil deeds. No, everyone, I do not condone stealing nor commandeering vehicles that do not belong to you. You can commandeer your own vehicle, but don't commandeer someone else's vehicle. Lucifer says I set up myself up for that one. Indeed, Lucifer. I had the chocolate cheesecake 2 weeks ago, says Nicole. Do you enjoy it, Nicole? Do let us know. Right here we have Long Island University. It's a very, very old university as well. The campus is closed. I wish I could show you the campus. Pretty small. Hey, Suzanne. Nice to see you here. Hello, Ognigen. Nice to see you here. Maureen, welcome. They opened up a juniors in Palm Beach. Ooh, cool. I'm glad they have juniors. I think there's a few juniors around America. There might be one in Vegas as well. You have 9 DeKalb. Boom. My sister went to LIU, says Susie. Oh, so cool, Susie. Right here, construction. The bottom will be retail as well, so it won't just be apartments. There will be retail. It's mixed use. Gecko says, I realize this is the first time watching your live video. This is awesome. Keep up the good work. Thank you so much, Gecko. Gecko, let me know if you subscribe to Geico, where the geckos go. We're here. More of the high rises. So many high rises are popping up here. Most of them are residential. Donald is right. Newcomers are welcome to join the wonderful Urbanists of the World group page. If you want to connect to other fans of this show, you can go to, on Facebook, there's a group page, Urbanists of the World. Let's have coffee and cake, says Susie. Coffee and cake. Cake would be awesome. I don't know where to grab a good cake. That's a good question. I can't have more cheesecake. So if anyone wants to see juniors, I have a full restaurant experience of juniors made in a few videos ago. Search my Christmas walk from like 2 months ago, from late November. All right, let's walk in through here. Let me show you the inside of City Point, which is the, well, shopping mall here. Oh. CJ says, seen you on TikTok. I'm glad. There's a cafe here. It's closed at this point. Wow. Lucifer says fried pizza. Wendy says, let's look for my Christmas card. I did send out Christmas cards for Mega Urbanist, so everyone, I hope Mega Urbanist received their Christmas cards. So here we have Ruth Bader Ginsburg, Supreme Court Justice, who recently passed away. Brooklynite. She was born on March 15, 1933 in Brooklyn, and she was the second daughter of Nathan and Celia Bader, who grew up in Flatbush, and that's why she had that Flatbush. At her 1993 Senate confirmation hearing, Ginsburg proudly introduced herself as Brooklyn born and bred. Damn right. She is 7 feet and 2 inches now. Brooklyn, Queens, right here. Is she made out of chocolate? It kind of looks like she's made out of chocolate. Yeah, it does look like that, and it's so tempting to just take a bite. All right, let's show you more of the shops. Ognigen says, I love the mask. Oh, thank you so much. It looks like it. Yes. Yeah, R.I.P. The notorious RBG. Yeah. Some nice little shops here. Don't fall for the Korean shop if you value your wallet, says Lucifer. Yeah, Lucifer. Korean shop, Lucifer. Bad service. Oh. But one recommendation, I hope Jackson Books is inside here. 2 stories. It's a gorgeous bookstore. One of the best bookstores, in my opinion. Alright, I gotta go. Robert says, any rare bookstores in Brooklyn? Not too many. Not too many. I can't name you any off the top of my head. Yeah, no problem. So I wish I could linger there and show you a little bit more of the stores, but no. All right, everyone, who wants to go for a free test? Wait, they're not free. I don't think they're free. Let me know. CJ says, I only go to Alamo Drafthouse. I feel you, CJ. I'm the same, unless if I go to the IMAX in Lincoln Square. Generally only at the Alamo nowadays. I don't even bother with any other movie theater. They all pale in comparison. It seems like a calm day, says Ludo. Yeah. Wow. Can't believe tests are this long nowadays. Wow, wow, wow. Wow, wow, wee, wow. As the great Borat once said. Wow, wow, wee, wow. That's some line for tests, yes. So if you're visiting New York, do keep in mind about the tests. Do plan ahead. You do have to have a test to get into the US, I think, within 24 hours. And then to travel outside of the US or other countries, or I think some airliners require you to have a test 24 hours as well. So do keep that in mind when traveling here through New York City. A lot of testing sites are super full. A lot of people are testing for their work as well, or they're testing to go to other places in the US or nearby. So there's way too many people out here. You might have better luck in the very non-touristy areas or areas that are not so dense. So when it comes to tests, do consider checking into Queens. I think Queens, you won't have too much of an issue. And I would say Queens is your best bet. Look into Queens. Or maybe Roosevelt Island. You might have good luck and not have way too long of a line. And I think that'll be your best bet. Everyone, thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate it. Curious, what shirt are you wearing? Looks like a map. It is indeed a map, yeah. It is in the form of an old globe. Susie. Here. It shows Antarctica. Yeah, it's in the shape of like a 1800s map. It's a pullover sweater in that shape. Kay says thank you. And let me see if I miss any questions before I bid you adieu. How much do they cost for test? How much do I need to study for the test? Not too much studying at all necessary. Definitely plan ahead if you're planning on visiting New York City. Also keep things in mind about Broadway shows. Yeah, unfortunately. Did they set Christmas trees on fire? Only one. Luckily, no one has done it. Again, it was just one person. And I hope that's what they get. Chris says, I hope that they end up getting in front and it's not an algebra test. Ariel, please take us a wonderful stroll. Oh, I already did for an hour. Oh my God, standing in line that goes around the corner in the bitter cold to do something you don't want to do. This is hell. Ironically, waiting out in the cold is actually worse for many similar illnesses, you know. That's how people catch a cold, waiting out in the cold. And behind you, they're requesting volunteer Marines. Yeah, there's a Marine behind me. Should I sign up, ladies and gentlemen? Live streaming from the Marines. But in all seriousness, thank you to all the servicemen out there. Everyone, thank you so much for tuning in. Highly recommend coming here to downtown Brooklyn, especially if you're already going to Dumbo and Brooklyn Heights. They're right next door. You can walk all of this. There's a host of different trains all around here. It'll get you anywhere you want to in Manhattan. If you want to get to Queens, it might be a little bit trickier, but nonetheless, highly recommend coming here. Everyone, keep being awesome and always keep on exploring. Have a great day, everyone. Also, had a technical glitch. Have a great day, everyone. Bye-bye.